students. I welcome back you all for physics class. So till last class we have studied the lesson up to 3, that is motion in straight line. Now we are going to see the fourth lesson, that is motion in plane. So about motion in straight line, we have studied only the movement of particles in one-dimensional motions, but from the lessons we are going to study the motion of the particle in three-dimensional, that is 2D, 3D or more than that. So that is the motion in a plane. Okay. So in physics, most of the measurements are not only stop up to the quantitative measurements, also we must measure the directions. So the quantities are split into two types. One is a scalar, another one is vector. There are two quantities, physical quantities. One is a scalar quantity, another one is vector quantity. Because in all the quantitative measurements, we must measure the direction. In some cases, we measure the direction also. So the scalar is nothing but the physical quantity which has only the magnitude, which has only a magnitude, then it is called scalar. Example, you are going to fruit stall, you are buying fruits. Okay, first you are buying 1 kg apple and then you are going to buy 2 kg of mangoes. So what is the total measurement? It's a 3 kg. So that is scalar. Similarly, you want to go from Namakkal to Salem. For that you need to travel more than 40 kilometers. So the 40 kilometer is the distance traveled by you. So the 40 kilometer is the magnitude. Okay. So the physical quantity which has measured only the magnitude is called scalar. Example for the scalar quantity is distance, speed, mass, etc. So the scalar quantity is nothing but physical quantity which has only a magnitude. But what is a vector? A physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction. This is only the magnitude scalar, but vector is both magnitude and directions. Directions. Okay, which has both magnitude and directions. Example for the vector quantity is displacement, velocity, acceleration, etc. Okay, these are not only represent the quantities, also in which directions. So direction dependent is a vector quantity, without direction is a scalar quantity. Okay. And we can say a current for a vector quantity because the current flows always in one direction, but it not comes under vector quantity. Since see that there is a junction, so to the junctions the current is entering, that is I1 and I2. Then from the junction the current is leaving. So leaving current is the sum of entering current. Okay. So the two rules which we are going to study in your 12th standard. Okay, junction rule and loop rule. This is a junction rule. So to the particular junction, how much current is entering? So the sum which is equal to the sum of current is leaving. So here we cannot specify the directions. So it has only the magnitudes. So current is a scalar quantity. Current is a scalar quantity. Okay. And the vector is slided parallel. It does not changes. One more thing. Vector is slided parallel and it does not change. In general, the vector is represented like this. Okay. Example, force is a vector quantity. So over the force, the arrowhead may general a straight line with a arrowhead that represents a vector because it is directional property. No, yes. Similarly, some other notations we can denote. So acceleration, that is the letter A, arrowhead over the letter A. But in our book, it is printed in a bold letters. So the bold letters in our book that indicates that is a vector quantity. But they does not specify the arrow over the letter. So wherever in our books the bold letter represents a vector quantity. Now we are going to see the different types of vectors. So more than 11 types of vectors are there. So the first vector is collinear vector. First vector is collinear vector A. Collinear vectors. What is a collinear vector? Let us consider two different vectors. The two different vectors are A vector and B vector. A vector and B vector. So the A vector is denoted by this letter, by the symbol, and B vector also denoted by this. If the two vectors that act along the same line, okay, the two vectors that act along the same line or that acts parallelly. Actually, the two vectors of different magnitudes that act along the same line are two different vectors of different magnitudes. This is two vectors of different magnitudes. This is two vectors of same magnitudes. Two vectors of same magnitudes that act along the same line are the two vectors of same magnitudes but act in opposite directions. Two vectors of same magnitudes but act in opposite directions. Then it is called as collinear vector. What is a collinear vector? Listen. This is one vector. That is A vector. So this magnitude is like 10 Newton. This is another one vector of magnitude is 8 Newton. But both also act along same line. Act along the same line. Then it is called collinear. Suppose two vectors of equal magnitudes that act parallelly along same line. Act parallelly along the same direction, also called as collinear vector. In this case, two vectors of same magnitudes but different directions that act in opposite directions. Act parallelly in opposite directions. Act parallel in opposite directions, which is called as collinear vector. Okay. So the collinear vectors have in three ways. Two different vectors of different magnitudes but act along the same line is called collinear, or two vectors of same magnitude that act parallelly along the same direction is collinear. In another one way, two vectors of same magnitudes but in opposite direction if it acts, that is called collinear vector. The second type is equal vectors. The second type is equal vectors. So what is the equal vectors? So first vector is over. The second vector is equal vectors. So same magnitudes and directions that represent the same quantity. So the equal vector is nothing but if the vectors are said to be equal, if they have same magnitude and directions, but they represent the same physical quantity. Okay. If the vector have same magnitude comma direction that represents same quantity, same physical quantity are said to be equal vectors. Same physical quantity are said to be equal vectors. So this is a vector A. Similarly, another one vector B is there. Okay. So both the vectors have same magnitude and direction is also along x-axis. Both also along x-axis, acts along x-axis, and that represents same physical quantity. If this represents force, this also represents force, then it is called equal vectors. So equal vectors is nothing but same magnitude and direction, and that represents the same physical quantity. Okay. Then third vector is negative vector. So what is a negative vector? Same magnitude and directions, but in opposite directions. So negative vectors are nothing but same length and the same physical quantity, same length and same physical quantity, but that act in opposite directions. Okay, then it is said to be negative vectors. Example, in the negative vectors, let us consider the two vectors. One is the A vector that acts towards east. We will speak in the directions north, south, east and west. So A vector is acts towards east, but the B vector is acts towards west. So we can say that, so from this we can say that A vector and B vector is equal magnitudes, but both also same physical quantity but act in opposite directions. So A vector which is equal to B vector but direction wise opposite, or we can say the B vector is equal to A vector but direction is opposite. Okay, so this is called a negative vector. So negative vector is totally different from the equal vectors. In equal vectors, two vectors also equal length and equal magnitude that acts along the same line, but negative vectors that acts in a opposite direction. Okay, the next one is co-initial vector. Next one is co-initial vector. What is a co-initial vector? Co-initial vector, which means the vector is said to be co-initial if they have a common initial point. If they have common initial point. So far we have studied the introduction itself. Vector means a straight line mentioned with the arrowhead. So this is called a head of the vector and this is called a tail of the vector. Okay. So let us consider the two vectors. One is the A vector. Let us consider this is the A vector. Similarly, this is the B vector. Both have a common initial point. Then it is called collinear. The two different vectors which start from the common point is said to be co-initial vector. Okay. Next one is zero or null vector. Zero vector is also called null vector or void vector or empty vector. Okay. So when we can say this is zero vector, which means whose magnitude is 0. A vector whose magnitude is 0 and the direction is unspecified, but direction is unspecified. That is also we can say arbitrary. Unspecified is nothing but arbitrary. Then the vector is called zero vector. Example, in a circular motion, okay, a particle starts from the point P and it finishes at the point P. Okay, so in the circular motion of the particle, what is the displacement? 0. So the displacement of the particle in circular motion, which is equal to 0. So it is called null vector. Okay, right. Next one is unit vector. What is called unity? Unity means 1. So unit vector. So a unit vector is nothing but a vector divided by its magnitude. A vector which is divided by its magnitude. Then it is called a unit vector. Okay, let us consider a vector A vector. So the unit vector means always we should not mention the arrowhead, that is a cap. Generally a vector is represented by an arrow over an A, but unit vector should be mentioned a cap upon the vector. Okay, so the unit vector of the A vector is A vector divided by its magnitude. Okay, so this is the A vector, this is only its magnitude, like 5 Newton divided by 5, like a force of 5 Newton acts. What is its unit vector? So 5 Newton divided by 5. So we can say it is a 5 vector. We will see some more examples. A vector of magnitude a vector of magnitude 3 in direction 3 in the direction of A vector. 3 in direction of A vector can be represented as 3A cap. 3A cap. Here 3 is the magnitude and the direction of the vector is A vector. So what is the unit vector? This is the unit vector. Okay, right. So similarly another one. A vector of magnitude 6. A vector of magnitude 6 in opposite direction of A vector can be denoted as -6 A cap. Okay, so here the opposite dimension, no, yes, magnitude is 6 and this is A vector, so this is called unit vector. Okay, so unit vector is generally a vector divided by its magnitude. Okay, suppose let us consider the B vector. Then what is the unit vector of B vector? So the unit vector of B vector is the vector by magnitude. Okay, so some more example is given in questions. They will ask like this only: a vector of magnitude 3 in the direction of A vector, which means 3A cap. Similarly, a vector of magnitude 6 in opposite direction of A, which means opposite means negative sign. So the magnitude is 6, unit vector is A cap. Position vector. Actually, it tells us straight line distance of object It tells us the straight line distance of object from some reference point. From some reference point. And also it tells us the direction of object with respect to reference point. It also tells us the direction of object with respect to reference point. Okay. Suppose if the reference point is the origin, how it looks? Suppose if the reference point is origin, then how we can denote the position vector? Let us consider the two axes. One is the x, another one is y. So for the x and y, the reference point is the origin only. No, we have taken the reference point as origin. Let OA be the vector. So OA be the vector, and this vector is located in x, y and z plane. Okay. So in this case, this is denoted the given position vector. So this is the given position vector, which is the reference point is taken as the origin. So this is called as position vector. Okay. And the magnitude of this vector is denoted as OA. In some situations we may use R. The position vector is also denoted as OA R vector. Okay, which means the position vector. Position means only the magnitude alone. Okay, so from this graph, the position vector OA, which is equal to R, that is also equal to, it is in the position of 3 coordinate. No, so x I cap is the unit vector plus y j cap plus z k cap. Okay, so this is a representation of the position vector. And the magnitude of this position vector, suppose if it is in xy plane alone, like this diagram. If magnitude of position vector is in x comma y plane, how we represent? It is equal to square root of xy plane. No, so square root of x square plus y square. And suppose it may be, if the magnitude of the position vector is in yz plane, then which is the square root of y square plus z square. There is a possibility if the position vector, the magnitude of the position vector is in xz plane, then the magnitude is equal to square root of x square plus z square. Okay, so like this only we will represent. So the position vector is nothing but it tells us the straight line distance of object from some reference point. The straight line distance of object from some reference point. Okay, and it tells us the direction of object with respect to reference point. So this is the direction of object with reference to with respect to the reference point. So there may be some possibilities. The position vector may be located in xy plane or yz plane or the xz plane. If it is in the particular plane, how to calculate the magnitude of the position vector? It is denoted here. But generally, the position vector is denoted with its magnitude, that is small s of OA vector or small s or R vector. Okay, this is a position vector. So in that R vector also we can say as R. So position vector generally denoted like this only. Then how to represent the vector with an angle? Let us consider the two different vectors. One is the OA as A vector, OB as a B vector. So how it should be? let us consider the two vector. How to represent the vector? OA as A vector and OB as B vector, OB as B vector, that making a common angle. So from the head of the first vector, the second vector head starts. Okay, so this is how we should represent the vector, that is in a correct manner. Suppose if you mention like this, let's say the vector is correct or wrong. So OA is represented as A vector with the head, but here with both start from the same initial point, that is co-initial vector. This is correct. But in this case, from the head of the first vector, if the second vector starts, that is B vector starts, which making an angle. Is this correct? No, it is wrong. So we should not mention like this. So this is the correct way to represent the vector with an angle. Displacement vector. So how to represent the displacement vector? So the displacement vector may be represented as AB vector, or because displacement denoted by the symbol yes, no, yes. So let us consider the particle is in initially xy plane. Okay, so this is the reference point origin. So initially the OA vector, no, yes, this is OA vector. So the corresponding position vector is R1. So the particle is initially at a position A. So x1, y1, z1 plane at a time t. But after the time t1, the particle started moving to the new position. In certain time, the particle begins to move to the new position. So this is B. So at B, the position is shifted x2, y2 and z2 plane. Okay. So this is a new vector. So the new position vector will be from the origin is denoted by R2. Okay. So here R1 is initial position vector. And R2 is final position vector. So the displacement of the particle from A to B is denoted by this. This is the displacement vector. Okay, initially it is at the point A, now it reached to B. So this is the displacement vector. Okay, so the displacement vector is denoted by S vector, that is R2 because finally it is greater, no? The position finally it is greater. So R2 minus R1, which is equal to x2 minus x1 of I cap plus y2 minus y1 of j cap plus z2 minus z1 of k cap. So this is how we will represent the position vector. I repeat once again. The displacement vector is denoted like this way. The first vector initially at a point A. So the corresponding positions in the location of x1, y1, z1. Okay. Now it begins to move, that is displaced to the new position B. So the corresponding position vector is denoted R2. So the displacement vector is denoted by the difference in the position vector, because initial position vector is R1 and final position vector is R2. So the difference in the position vector that gives the displacement vector, that is the difference in the position vector that gives the displacement vector, which is equal to x2 minus x1 of I cap and y2 minus y1 of j cap plus z2 minus z1 of k cap. Okay. Next one is axial vector. So axial vector is nothing but the rotational effect and are always along the axis of rotation and are always along the axis of rotation. then the vector is said to be rotational vector. For that we have many examples we are going to study from the upcoming chapters. One is angular velocity. We know the linear velocity, but the angular velocity omega is equal to angular displacement by time. Similarly, this is angular acceleration. So this is nothing but angular acceleration. That is also a type of vector. And torque tau. So it is denoted tau, the pronunciation tau, T-O-U, tau. Torque tau is, it is a force in the perpendicular distance. Okay. So torque also an axial vector, which means the rotational effect that are always along the axis of rotations. Okay, mostly in circular motion. The rotational motions that are always act along the axis of the rotation. That always acts along the axis of rotation. Like Earth also spin about its axis and making some angle. Same like the spinning the top, and many examples we can say. So all this begins to rotate. So it have an angular velocity. Because of angular velocity, they have an angular acceleration, and also it changes the path and it have a torque. Okay, so it is called as angular vector. Coplanar vector. Listen, if the vector is called a coplanar when if they all lie in the same plane or parallel plane. That is the two planes, the xy plane. If three or more vectors are lie in the same plane, then it is called coplanar plane, coplanar vectors. It may be like this, or it may be located like this also. So if they are all lying in the same plane or a parallel plane, then it is called coplanar vector. Otherwise it is called non-coplanar. And three or more vectors may be or may not be coplanar. Okay, in some cases we may say coplanar, in some other cases we may say as not coplanar. So depending upon the positions in the particular plane, the particular vectors are called coplanar vectors. Already co-initial vector we have seen. If all the vectors start from the common origin, that is reference point, that is a co-initial vector. Coplanar means the vector may be lies in the two planes. If you take xy, it may be like this. If you take xz, this is one vector, this is another one vector, this is the third vector. Okay, three or more vectors are lies in the particular plane, then that is a parallel plane, then the vector is said to be coplanar vector.